Hello, everyone, and welcome to our webinar series. This is a series that we put together for you. It's with our sort of follows our philosophy with crawl, walk, run from the beginners to advanced, and we're going to be covering today. The first part is the really using the project for the web, and we're going to be going through where we create the tasks, manage project using boards, manage project timelines, and then also we'll show you how to manage projects, multiple projects using roadmaps. My name is Yuri Fried. I'm the Director of Customer Success here at Trusted IT Group. And also helping me out today is Alex Rodov. He's on a chat and he's just going to be managing the questions. So feel free to ask. And if you miss anything, this will be available as a replay on YouTube. We'll include the playlist and email that to you. Again, I posted in the chat a link to this page. This is just in case you want to register for the upcoming webinars. They're right here. There's going to be a next one coming up on Wednesday. Then following that on Friday, and then on Monday is going to be another one. So one thing that I wanted to add, and this is just wanted to talk about because this is sort of a timely subject, and we wanted to offer something to our attendees, during these challenging times, since we are also a collaboration expert and Teams expert. So what we're doing is that Microsoft is actually offering Teams, download Teams absolutely for free. And what we're in turn doing is we're offering to you our free support all the way to the end of April. And you could simply take advantage of it by just scanning this barcode. It'll take you to a form and just put in the information. We'll contact you and for anything and everything, whether it's just deploying them, help installing them, help managing them. Like I said, we're here to help for those of you who are working remotely or plan to work remotely during these times. So just something that we put together real quickly to offer to our loyal customer base and to you, the attendees. Also, we'll post the link in the chat so you can follow this along. Now, so without further ado, let's dive into our webinar all about the project for the web. And well, why don't we talk about how do you manage your projects today? So this is Excel, right? So whether you start off with a blank sheet of paper or you download one of the templates that Excel offers, you would be really in this kind of environment, which is very static. And to do anything here, you're constantly juggling, whether it's between one sheet or you come up with multiple templates that you have to juggle with. Here's another example of a template that produces timelines. Again, they're not integrated. They're all sort of a standalone solutions that are out there. So what Microsoft created is obviously a much more robust and user-friendly environment. It's called Project for the Web. It sort of simplifies project management for those of you that are power users, and also, as we call you casual project manager. So just to show you where you may find the project for the web. So if you are already an Office 365 subscriber, you simply type in office.com and you will see project is one of the application that's available to you right on your homepage. So you can go ahead and go here. Now, just in case you don't see project that's available, you can just go to productsoffice.com and you will find project plan 1 here. And you can also, if you don't even have to pay for it, you could actually try it out for free for the next 30 days. It's available to you as for a trial period. So 25 licenses, 30-day free trial. So you can go ahead and sign up for that if you don't have one already. But if you do, you will be prompted, by pressing the project button. You will be prompted to go right into your project homepage. And this is sort of where you start managing your project. Now, what we're going to do is we actually going to create a brand new project from the start, right? So we're going to go ahead and click on new blank project, and the page will come up and will give us some options. So there we go. There's an untitled project, right? So what we're going to do here is we're going to give this project a name. So this is a new product launch, right? So we're going to be working on design of iPhone case. So that's our new project. And I am the project manager, okay? And as you could see, it's all in real time. The minute I called it, it appears right here. Even when I close it, there's no need to save. The project appears here. So some of the things that I guess the first order of business is that you would have to create some tasks, right? So right here, the first task would be technical spec. Okay, and technical spec, okay, we may assign obviously a user. And by the way, the group members are you can enter the group members and predefine them as a part of your this particular project. So this way they're going to be available to you readily. So I'm going to find one group member that I want to add to this project. Okay, so that would be one member. I also gonna find another group member that would like to participate in this project. And let's just put one more. Okay, so now we have our group members. So this particular technical spec, I think we want to assign that to Alex. So Alex can work on that particular task. Okay, and then we're going to give it a duration. Let's say that's going to take 3 days. Okay, and by the way, you can add as many columns as you like here, such as buckets, dependencies, efforts, and of course start date. And I always like to see start date and finish date. That's so valuable information. Okay, so we're going to start this at 316. We're going to add this at 318. Now, at the same time, we're going to need marketing materials. So marketing assets. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and create this. And to this particular task, we're going to assign Michael. Okay. Oh, actually, I didn't say that. So we need to add Michael to the group. So this would be create a group, create and assign. Okay. So Michael is added to this particular task. Okay. Then another task that we may have would be research pay-per-click on Google to promote this project. Okay, so that would be another task. And to this particular task, I'm going to assign that to myself. Now, all these tasks can run concurrently. So this, we could basically say, we're going to start this task also the same time 316, but marketing assets may take quite a bit longer, let's say to 320th. Pay-per-click research, it may be a 2-day effort. Okay, so it starts here. Now we also need to work on ad copy. Okay, and we also need to work on ad creative. Now this is obviously a simplified version of a task list. You can make it as complex as you want, and you can also move the tasks around. You can copy tasks, you can duplicate tasks. So all that is available to you. So this one. Copy. Okay, so add copy. Actually, we would need a joint effort on this. So this may be Michael and Yuri working at the same time on this particular project. Now, this probably will be a 3-day effort, but here it may have a dependency, and I will show you how to manage these dependencies in the visual format much better way. So add creative, maybe we're going to assign also to Michael to work on, and he's going to work on that solely, and that's also going to take, well, that may take longer with other teams involved, 4 days. Okay, so now we have different way of visualizing the project timelines, right? So now we can go to board visualization, and here we can actually group them not only by buckets, but also by progress, okay? So and these are simple progress steps. So let's say the technical specs has started. So when I move this into the in progress, you could see the timeline already changed to 50% automatically because I moved them into the in progress bucket. Now when I move it back, it goes back to 0. So let's say this has started, and we can also say that research PPC started, and the other ones did not start yet, right? Now you can also view them in the bucket view, okay? And bucket could be something different, okay? So this particular bucket could be a research stage, okay? And this bucket could be approval stage. So buckets are different than progress. Okay, so you could view them in different ways. Okay, now this is the part that I really like because this is really when you start to really manage your projects. This is sort of a Gantt chart and a timeline. Now we could look at some dependencies. As an example, I know that a add copy and creative really cannot take place before the marketing research. So I can create this dependency here because that's exactly what needs to happen. So I'm sorry, marketing, it's actually this dependency. And add creative will start after the add copy. So it basically what you could do is you can manage all these dependencies and have a visuals. You could see how timeline now has moved, and also dark line represents the actual progress of each task. So this is how far along. So we could see the technical spec has started, but none of these have begun yet. So by you could simply click on here and have another view, and you could just instead of marking it there, you could just say this is 25% complete, and when we adjust it, as you could see, without saving, without doing anything, it's adjusts visually on the Gantt chart. So it's a really simple way. Again, you can manage your project just using it at a grid level. You can manage your projects by moving them into different buckets using the boards or the timeline. Okay, you can add resources. You can balance your resources from one project to another. Okay. Now, at this point, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't mind, I want to take a short break and actually poll our attendees. It's a quick question, and the poll is just we'd like to understand who's in the audience. It's an anonymous poll, just so we can target our future webinars better, the content of the webinar better. So if you don't mind, I'm going to launch this poll. If you could just take a few seconds to answer the poll, and then we'll go on with the rest of our presentation. Okay, we're going to give it a few more seconds. I really appreciate your feedback. This again really helps us to really focus and understand the content and what we need to do to bring more valuable and more focused content to you in the future. All right, great. So, and here are the results. So just wanted to, for you also to know who's in the audience. Okay, great. Thank you very much for your participation. Okay, so we kind of covered the grids, the boards, the timelines. You can also zoom in your view here. So obviously, as the projects get more complex and there's subcategories, you can expand them so they're easy to fit on the screen. You can create different group members to manage different projects. Let me just look at the chat to see if we have any questions. Uh, okay, great. No questions at this point. So let's go on and probably tackle one of my most favorite parts of this and probably one of the most underutilized parts. So now you can also, as you could see, these are some of my recent projects. This is my project home. And some of my recent projects are right here. Okay. They're recent, they're either shared with me or created by me. I can also put the one that I'm working on currently to be my favorite project and literally going to appear here. Now, one thing that, one feature of this tool is also to be able to manage resources across many projects. And we would use a roadmap for that, okay? So a roadmap sort of allows us to view different projects on the same sort of screen simultaneously and manage them, okay? So why don't we name this roadmap? This will be our marketing Q1. Again, high level, it doesn't need to be this high level. It could be more granular, but for the purpose of this presentation, I wanted to make it sort of high level. Now, of course, we want to have some key dates, right? So one of the key dates would be live webinar, okay? So, and live webinar, the key date is today. So we can add the key date, and there we go. So there's one of the key dates. Now, let's add another key date, newsletter. Okay, and the due date on that, let's say, will be the 26th of March. Okay, and you could see I didn't set the status yet because I may want to first put my individual projects on to see where they fall and then really make a determination how critical they are. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a row, and basically what a row is, and here is we can actually have owners, right? So in this case, the owner will be myself, but you can have many other people owning this, and we're going to connect a project, right? Because a row is really a project that we are working on. So part of it is, so part of my marketing campaigns is we have webinars. So that's going to be one row. Okay. It's going to connect them. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and connect it. So once I connect it, the row is actually going to appear on the roadmap. It'll take us a second because it has to bring it all in and gives me all the appropriate items. So we have all these items to add to the roadmap. Okay, and they're all kind of in the past, so it might not be a great representation, but let's see. Okay, so we added this row. Now, let me just zoom in and zoom out so we can see actually where it falls on the uh, We need to bring this in to the right date. There we go. Okay. So this particular case, because this was done from last month, so the critical dates are not here. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to adjust this so to reflect the reality. So the this would be, let's say, February 7th, and the newsletter. Let's add the newsletter, and we'll make a determination where that falls in. So we're going to add another row, which is another project. Okay. So basically, this is going to be newsletter. Okay. And again, will be myself. Well, why don't we actually make Alex in order of this one? And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to pick the newsletter. Okay, the same way it's going to take the newsletter and it's going to add the newsletter to the roadmap. And again, I'm selecting the activities that belong on this roadmap because some of them may or may not be critical. Okay, content selection, graphic selection, well, these are kind of all apply. Okay, we're going to add them all up into the roadmap. Okay, and what I'm going to do for the sort of representation of presentation purposes. So my live webinar, let me just see, because this is really the benefit is of sort of how to manage your resources more effectively. So if we could have moved this up to, let's say it's due March 2nd, and this in turn would be due also March 8th. Okay, so actually March 6th. So simply, what I would say by looking at these charts is say, okay, so I have webinars coming up and newsletter, but looks like newsletters are approaching uh, quickly, and I may really want to say that I'm at risk here. Okay, where I am the newsletter side, I would say I'm on track, and on the on the webinars I'm on track. On the newsletters I'm on track. I'm sorry, and on the webinars, because they take a lot more effort, I may be somewhat at risk. So I may want to rebalance the resources. I may want to reassign some tasks. So, and in this case, I would go back to my project view and reassign the tasks appropriately back to other users, rebalance them, or provide extra help, or adjust the timeline. So take away tasks. Period. I mean, this is just project management. So, so this is kind of how the roadmaps work in our environment. I hope this was informative. Again, just wanted to, this was a quick 30-minute webinar. We can obviously provide a more in-depth dive. And by the way, please tell us if you like us to do a one-on-one demonstration based on your specific environment. We could certainly do that. And we can engage with you, directly and really understand it and deploy using your data. We can also evaluate your PMO to see where the pitfalls are and to see what are the best tools to deploy in your environment. So please let us know. You can email us directly. I think Alex will put our contact information to the chat. Or you can all really submit all your inquiries there. And again, I really want to remind you about this particular offer because we set aside some resources and really are focused to help out our community. It will take some doing on our part, but we're willing to chip in. There's absolutely no gimmicks, no hooks. It's just plain and simply, we're here to help. Scan the barcode, follow the link in the chat to sign up, and we'll be able to get on a call with you and see how we can help you to work remotely, your organization, yourself personally, anything and everything that has to do with remote work. As I said, we're here to help. And if let's see if we could take some questions at this point. We do have a few minutes, so let's see. Looking at a chat. Great. Okay, so looks like we don't have any more questions in the chat. Oh no, I see there is one. Didn't see poll question response window results. Oh, I apologize. Let me bring up the results one more time to see. Somebody said they did not see the results of the poll questions. I just brought up. I did notice that sometimes if you're on the Apple or Mac computer, sometimes the polls don't come up. That I've seen that problem before. So I'm not sure. Are you seeing them now? Okay. Well, I just relaunched the poll results. So if you're not, again, this will be available in a replay on YouTube. We'll follow it up with an email, and we will be able to provide all the links that you need right in that email. There's going to be a playlist, a collection of all the webinars. So if you miss anything on any of the webinars, you can go ahead and replay them all. Or again, the upcoming one is we're going to be talking about. Actually, we're going to be talking about Teams. How do we take project for the web and incorporate it into the Teams environment, so you can run and collaborate, whether it's in the office or remotely. After that, we're going to be going to how we deploy the project for the web into PPM 365, which is our proprietary framework based on the Power App platform. That is has a lot more robust functionality. So that will be on Friday, and on Monday again, it's the complete portfolio management reporting in PPM 365. So again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your attention, and we will see you soon in our upcoming webinars. Goodbye.